This Kawhi Leonard trade has genuinely left me devastated. I'm a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, and after we just got rid of Julius Randle and salary dumped into the Brooklyn Nets, and we just traded Nasri to the Charlotte Hornets, I genuinely thought that we were gonna get Kawhi on our team. Kawhi is one of my favorite players of all time. I even have a Funko Pop of him, which I think is fake, but still. So when I saw that he was on the trade market, I was so hopeful that he would come to Minnesota. And we're a genuinely contending team, so I don't see why he wouldn't, especially considering the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Detroit Pistons were amongst the multiple teams that tried to trade for him, and he just shut them down. But I do think that him going to Toronto is actually very interesting. The trade works out for both the Raptors and the Clippers. Kawhi just came off of an incredible season at 34 years old.
So it was your birthday, huh?
And was genuinely top 10 in the league. So I'll talk about what Toronto do now in a bit, but the first thing I want to talk about is the actual trade. I mean, like I just said, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Pistons tried to get him, but he said no. But I think the most interesting thing is that Kawhi said that he is down to go to the San Antonio Spurs. So I don't understand why the Spurs said no to Kawhi coming back. Kawhi Leonard is one of the best defensive players of all time, and when you pair him with Wemby, no one is scoring on you. I honestly don't know why the Spurs would say no. It's genuinely insane to me, and I don't think I'll ever understand why they said no. But besides the potential destinations Kawhi could have gone to, let's talk about the one that he did go to. Apparently before the trade, the Clippers had zero interest in Brandon Ingram and would rather have Corin Murray-Boyles instead, calling him a young key asset that the Clippers would likely seek in a Kawhi Leonard trade. But at the time, the Raptors said that there's no way that they would ever trade Colin Murray-Boyles. And I completely understand this from both sides. I think CMB is going to be an incredible player, and I'm glad that he stayed in Toronto because I think that's where he's going to thrive the most. His defense is crazy, and his offense is just as crazy. So I can see why the Clippers wanted to get Colin Murray-Boyles for Kawhi. I'm glad the Raptors didn't give away CMB to the Clippers because they definitely need him. So Kawhi going to Toronto is definitely a retirement thing for him, but he now genuinely makes his team contenders for a title. One of the best defensive trios in the league has formed in Toronto, around CMB, Scottie Barnes, and Kawhi Leonard. Actually, I think that is the best defensive trio in the league right now. I think this year is the year where Scottie Barnes finally cements himself as one of the best players in the league, and I think that he's going to show that he can make a genuine run for a title this year. The starting five is looking pretty good. They just need better three-point shooting, and this team is looking scary. Pairing a young player like Scottie Barnes with an even younger player like CMB and then a veteran like Kawhi Leonard who's already won a title in that city, I don't think there's anyone in the conference that can stop them. Not even the Knicks.
Boy, it's got the bug. We got Rashad McCown.
But I'm not gonna lie, I will say one thing though. I don't think Kawhi should have ever left the Raptors. I think his time in LA was okay. He didn't really do much. But yeah, I think this is one of the first trades we've seen this offseason where both sides are happy. The Clippers also get a bunch of first round picks, some second round picks, and a pick swap. And they get two young players in Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick. It's definitely interesting to see where the Clippers go next. Also, bro got traded on his birthday. That's crazy.
So it was your birthday, huh?
A lot of people are saying that Kawhi went to the East to put a stop to the potential dynasties that are going to happen in OKC and San Antonio. I don't think this is Kawhi's intention, but I mean, I guess. Kawhi's going to retire after 2 or 3 years, but I think in those 2 or 3 years, the Toronto Raptors can genuinely win a ring.
Boy, it's got the bug. We got Rashad McCown.
We'll definitely see how it goes for them. But it's definitely interesting because those two dynasties that people talk about in OKC and San Antonio are all connected to Kawhi in some way. For the Spurs, it's because Kawhi left. And as for OKC, that whole thing happened because LA tried to get Paul George alongside Kawhi, and you all know how that Paul George trade went. That's the reason why this happened.
And Mark for believing in me enough to bring me here.
It's pretty funny to see that the two potential dynasties that we can see in the next few years in the NBA are all connected to Kawhi Leonard. So I guess this whole dynasty killer thing part 2 is kind of true, but I don't think this was his intention. But I think right now the most underrated team to win the chip are the Toronto Raptors. In the East, I don't think anyone can stop them except the Knicks. So going to the East was definitely a strategic thing for Kawhi. But again, I don't think stopping a Spurs dynasty was his intention, especially since he did want to go to the Spurs at first. And the Spurs said no, which again, insane fumble. So that's probably not his intention, but it's definitely interesting to see. It's a theory at most. So we'll see what that becomes. But yeah, this team is looking insane, and I genuinely think that this team is going to win the chip in the next 2 years.
Boy, it's got the bug. We got Rashad McCown.
Within the next 2 years, I mean. We'll see what happens for sure, but I'm going to call it now and clip this right now. I think the Toronto Raptors are going to win a ring within the next 2 years, and Scottie Barnes will cement himself as one of the best players in the league. CMB is just going to keep growing, he's going to keep getting better, and I think this is the best opportunity for him to learn under a player like Kawhi, and alongside Scottie Barnes, that's the best opportunity for a young player like CMB. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep making more videos if you like this one, and yeah.
Boy, it's got the bug. We got Rashad McCown.